Okay, hey everybody. I'm here in Prince Edward Island, Canada, with Captain Spencer Norton, old friend of mine, wonderful person, and great tuna captain. He does both some commercial fishing, but mostly charter, also lobstering. He also builds boats, which I'm sitting on one, a beautiful boat called Bulletproof that Spencer himself built with his own two hands, which he's kind of a Renaissance man. But we're here to talk a little bit about some of the products that, it's a different fishery up here. The biggest tunas in the world, bluefin tunas, are here. And Spencer fishes stand-up as well, like myself. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of the tuna hooks that he's been using and trialing with great success. Because when they troll for their tunas here with the big spreader bars, I've been here the last few days trying out some different lures. Fishing slowed down. So we didn't get any bites, but and that was across the island as well. But we ended up seeing a white shark, which is going to be on the news tomorrow. So which we're going to probably put that feed up on GZ Lures as well. But the difficulty that Spencer was having is these fish are so violent when they strike the spreader bars that they're straightening the hooks. So he called me up and says, "Hey, what hooks can we use?" I said, "Well, these are my suggestions." And Spencer's going to talk a little bit about. He's been using the FUDO hook mostly in 11-0 and the Aida style, which has a ring top but a conical point. And on my marlin lures, I use the same hook, the Super Ocean with no ring. It's the needle eye for marlin fishing, but I also enjoy that. I like the conical point myself. But real quick, I'm going to have Spencer talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to talk about California Flyer.
Yeah, so when you're catching these big fish and you may troll for 6 hours a day, and all of a sudden it comes your turn to have a bite, you don't want to lose them. And I was having trouble. There was one day in particular that I lost 3 fish, estimated, I want to say over 800 pounds, because there was fish that were harvested commercially that day that one was pushing 1,000. And when you have a gear failure, it's no good. One thing to pull a hook or have an angler failure or something, you can say, okay, I can better myself next time, I can do better. But with a gear failure, it's tough because then it weighs on you. So when I switched to the FUDO hooks to try, with knock on wood or whatever you want to do, whatever makes you lucky in fishing, we've had great success with these FUDO hooks, especially because of how strong they are. And up until now, they've been proven out really well.
Can you talk about that conical point? Because with marlin fishing, man, when it goes in, it's difficult to get out. And that's just my thought. I'm less of a knife, hook fisherman, because I feel that maybe it kind of tears out. Now I've caught a lot of fish on a knife point too. But this conical, can you talk a little bit about that, Spencer?
Yeah, from my experience with them so far is when they strike with such force, it will tear. Mm-hmm. I find the ones that I've caught, it just kind of goes in and doesn't have that shredded entrance, so it doesn't seem to start that tear. It kind of goes in like a needle, and kind of keeps that hole formation better, so that when you're fighting the fish, there's less chance of that hook falling out.
And your dad made a good point yesterday. His dad, Greg Norton, he's a legend here. We were talking about it, and he says, most of the time they still do lodge in the corner of the mouth. Has that been your experience?
Oh yeah, everyone.
Yes. So I kind of like that. The Hayes hook I like too, but it still has an inward bend, almost like a circle hook.
Yeah, no, it's everyone's been in the corner for us, and perfect set. So
people that want to know, there's some Super Oceans, the open ring, with the weld. It's not a welded eye, but it's an eye. And then he's been fooling around with all different sizes, 10s, 11s. I don't think you've used 12s yet, have you?
Not yet.
Not yet, but they're pretty big.
Yeah.
But we're going to kind of shift here because they also do a ton of kite fishing here. And one of the products that we carry is a California Flyer. And I just wanted to, you've had some experience with it, I think probably end of last season.
End of last season, yeah.
And just give your thoughts, because getting that tuna up on the surface, some days makes or breaks you between getting the bite.
Light winds, there's been times that I'm the only guy with a kite up, and we're the guys that get the bite because it's just maybe the presentation that no one else has. With these kites, they fly really well. Very impressed with them, and they handle a lot of different ranges of wind, which is I like to see.
Yeah, wind
you
and
don't
size
gotta-
of baits.
Size of baits, yeah.
Yeah.
It handled it really well. All around good kite, I think. Yeah.
Most of the kite stuff here is done with mackerel too, that are pretty feisty. You
Yep.
know, not as big as like a bluefish, you know, like
No.
in the east. But I mean, I've used these kites and I think the world of them so far. But again, I wanted to thank you again for the last few days. We're going to be posting. We saw a white shark, you know, after it just had killed a seal yesterday,
Yeah.
and man, what an experience to see, and what a wonderful day. So thank you.